Okay, there's a ton of brand new content this week with The War Within Season 1 finally arriving, and today we're going to be breaking down how you can easily power up and get past 610 item level incredibly quick, and we're going to be showing you the ways to do so, ranking them from easiest ways to hardest. Without wasting any time, let's get into it. By far, right off the bat, the easiest way to get a big power spike is going to be taking one of your pieces of gear and going to the Catalyst Steward in Dornegal and transforming it into a tier set piece from the raid. As stated in the article on Wowhead, the Catalyst Steward arrived on September 10th, and you will now be able to gain an additional charge every other week to transfer another item you own into a tier set piece. Now listen, I highly recommend transforming your helm, shoulders, chest, gloves, or leg pieces because these are the pieces that will actually benefit toward a tier set bonus rather than some of the off pieces. So definitely be aware of this as it's very important. Additionally, you want to make sure it's on the highest tier of gear possible when you do use your transfer and you do use your catalyst, because you don't want to use it on a piece of gear, for example, like veteran, that can get replaced in just a week or so, or even this week. So you want to make sure it's at minimum on a champion set piece of gear, use it, transfer it to a tier set, and boom, you're good to go. You only get these tokens every couple of weeks. Make sure to use them wisely. Another very easy way to get a nice piece of loot almost instantaneously this week is going to be from the world boss. Now listen, each week you're going to have the opportunity to kill a world boss out in the open world that has only a chance to give you a piece of loot. Now listen, I'm not going to lie, the chance is kind of low, so don't get upset if you don't get anything because a lot of people don't. But the loot opportunity here can be as high as 603 item level at the start, so you absolutely want to make sure you do this because you can upgrade it miles ahead after that. For example, I'm doing this across every single one of my max level characters simply because it's a very quick opportunity at a piece of gear that's very high level for doing practically nothing. So first things first, you're going to want to do your world boss. If you can't find a group, you just simply go to the looking for group tab. You search up, world boss in the tab. You can find a group, or you could just do what I did. You make a group and, you title it World Boss, you invite people. Next up on the list, another very easy way to get high item level loot is going to be from looking for raid that opens up the first wing today. That's right, the first week of LFR is officially available, and it will be dropping item level loot, I believe, at 584, as you can see here. Now, of course, this isn't the best gear possible, but it can be upgraded significantly all the way up to 606. Now listen, not only that, you also have an opportunity at a tier set piece on the third boss for your gloves, making it almost mandatory for every player out there to join LFR. You can maybe have a, chance at your tier set bonus. If you didn't know, your sets are coming back once again for the new raid, and they come and set bonuses of 2 and 4. So if you get lucky, you can wind up getting the second tier set bonus in looking for raid. That means, later on this week, you can go raid with your guild or friends or whatever, and you can potentially even get your 4th set because you'll only need 2 pieces later on this week, which could be a very, very large power spike. Definitely get into LFR, have a potential shot at your tier set, and you'll be good to go. Moving on, the next very easy way to grab loot is going to be, of course, from Delves. Yes, Delves officially unlocked and opened up all the way up to tier 11 this week. And the reason why this is very crucial is because we've been saving all of our keys to use on bountiful Delves roughly around tier 8. As you can see on this chart right here, starting at tier level 7 for a bountiful Delve, you will start obtaining minimum 597 champion tier gear, which will give you a massive power spike compared to your heroic and even mythic gear. Now, after doing these delves all the way up to tier 8 myself the last few days, I'm not gonna lie, they were pretty damn challenging on my rogue to the point where I literally couldn't beat a couple of the tier 8 ones, so I had to go down to tier 7. So if this starts happening to you, I recommend capping yourself off at tier 7 rather than going to 603 for the champion gear at tier 8. There is nothing wrong with stopping at tier 7. You will just get 597 champion gear compared to 603, which isn't a giant deal. Also, understand if you are the soloing type of class where, you can give yourself a ton of off heals, you're going to have a huge advantage, and it definitely does matter. Like I said, I was playing my rogue, which is probably the worst solo class in the game for this, considering we have some of the lowest survivability as well. So if I'm able to do it and bang it out on tier level 7, you should be able to as well. So first thing you should be doing if you really want to start getting gear as quickly and efficiently as possible at the highest power possible, get to those tier 7 delves, farm these out every day. You do not want to miss this. Moving on, getting into where content will actually start requiring you to have an actual group or guild mates with you, we're getting into Mythic Zeros. Now, after running every Mythic dungeon, with my group last night. Honestly, these are quite a step up compared to, heroic dungeons where me and my guild would just pull half the instance in just a few minutes. These actually feel like genuine difficult dungeons now, which is pretty crazy. Every day you'll have the opportunity to run each dungeon at a mythic level one time where they will offer you a piece of gear at item level starting at 593 veteran gear. This is why it's so important to be running your delves, because a bountiful delve, you get gear starting at 597 champion at tier 7, which is an entire gear tier above this, so it's very important. Nevertheless, though, listen, based off this data, our veteran gear can go up to a cap of 606, which is, still great nonetheless. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be very important for you to just bang out these mythics, get some tier gear that's at least decent at a veteran level, level it up if you really, really need to, and then maybe you could start going for those higher level delves. Try to do these as much as you can every day, at least targeting, weapons and trinkets specifically. So if you don't have a lot of time to play, go to the dungeon journal, look for, your trinkets and your weapons minimum and get these upgraded. So you'll be ready for our next tip, which is going to be lastly, of course, heading into the most difficult content you can get into is going to be your raids. Now, I'm not sure how difficult this is actually going to be, considering my first raid is going to be Saturday night on a normal difficulty, but with delves granting us 600 item level gear to start, Mythic Zeros granting us gear that can potentially shoot up to 606, I really feel like most guilds and players are gonna be fine in the raid and quickly move out of the normal level. Gear from raids instantly start dropping at a champion level of 597 at a minimum, which can be upgraded all the way up to 619. That means by getting some loot inside of a raid and upgrading it just a few times, you will easily get over the 600, item level hump in the game. On top of that, you have plenty of opportunities as well to get your tier set bonuses if you potentially got one from, LFR and your bi-weekly catalyst, which can be a ginormous power spike depending on your class spec. But listen, nevertheless, like usual, raiding at this point in time is going to be a very, very solid option at getting some of the highest level gear in the game in the shortest amount of time. But, it does require a guild or a really solid team to be able to clear all of this. Another free tip of advice that a lot of people don't even know about is the fact that you can get a free tier token piece from Heroic Narubar Palace in a variety of ways by earning the achievement The War Within Season 1 Spelunker Supreme. By doing this achievement, you will get rewarded with a Mark of Spelunker Supreme, which can be used to purchase a piece of tier set gear. This is returning from Dragonflight and is awarded for either defeating Queen Ansarek on heroic difficulty in a raid, or reaching 1600 rated in PvP, which either of these options can both be available depending on how sweaty you are and how dedicated you are to the game this week, which can be absolutely nuts. Picking up a 616 heroic piece of gear is going to be absolutely crucial if you really want to push as hard as you can and get ahead of the other players. It's not mandatory. Just wanted to give you a free tip of advice. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, these are the easiest and quickest ways to shoot your item level up as quickly and fast and painless as possible. Ranking from easiest all the way to, I guess, the most difficult. Don't forget, we do stream our talk show live here every single Wednesday, and we're looking to break our record of 93 live viewers at once. And we were so close last week to hitting 100 views. So if you guys can, please stop by, come check out the talk show. Let's all hang out and talk The War Within together. I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. It's an absolute pleasure to be making content for you all. Until the very end, my name is Sky from the Combat Kids. I will see you all in the next one. Peace. Hey, hope you enjoyed the video. Listen, if you guys enjoyed the content, we have a ton of other videos to help you get through The War Within, like these two right here. And since you're already here, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button to join the Combat Kids family today, because every subscriber matters. Thank you all so much for enjoying the video. I'll see you in the next one.